Hey yo, what is up guys? I am back with another wrestling review, and today we're doing AEW Double or Nothing 2021 show. So, let's get into it. Show started with Adam Hangman Page versus Cage. I realized that rhymed. And I actually thought it was a pretty good opener. A really hot start to the show that was well needed, and yeah, I do think they got a little carried away with the near falls towards the end, but I actually really did like the match. It was super hard hitting. It was really entertaining to watch. They brawled all over the ring, and yeah, for as sauced as fucking Cage is, he does move really well. Like it's probably hard for him to move like that at that weight too, and how much muscle mass that dude carries. It is actually really quite impressive. And Hangman Page proves here why he's probably going to be the future of the company. Like, the crowd is just behind him, and he's actually cool. He actually has, like, all fans that support him, and that's good. So, next up here, we have the World Tag Team Titles match. I really like the... Sorry. I really like the video package that they did for the match, and once again, the Young Bucks, they mentioned WWE. Oh, you're from that other place. Like, yeah, you mean fuck where most your over talent is from, where most your former world champions are from, where they all worked to come and help support your company, which helped put your company on the map or whatever. Yeah, that place, you fucking morons. And the most hilarious thing too is we're in the same building where those two idiots shit the bed against the Road Brothers at like Fyter Fest or Fight for the Fallen, whatever it was a couple years ago there. And it was no different here. They shit the bed again. They come out. They do. I mean, the beginning was good. Okay, I'll start by saying this. They had a good match in here. A good match. Listen, they had a good brawl in the beginning, and then it just devalues down to these flips and dives, and they do a million of them, and then they do this Melcher driver to Moxley on the outside of the ring, and then Moxley's already up and walking around afterwards. Like, why? Can you, like, do these moves just not matter or anything like that? It's so stupid. Like I cannot believe none of these guys have sat these fucktards down and said, you're gonna fucking listen, we're gonna put you in the corner, beat the shit out of you if you don't fucking listen. That's what they should do, because these guys are just... It's just a wreck. And then they have them kicking out of 450 splashes. It's the second match of the show, and they're already kicking out of 450 splashes. It's just complete bullshit. And like, you can't really get into that because you know it's going to be a million moves. They end on the wrong move. It's like even the match, it didn't even end on like a hot spot. They just kind of like hit these knees together, and especially that's where the match ends after a 450 splash and Melcher driver to the outside. It ends with two knees to the side of the like. Whatever, like, I did not like this match. So moving on to the Casino Battle Royal, I found it really hard to care about anything going on in this match. I love Christian Cage, I'm a huge Christian fan, love the guy to death, but like, most of these guys, it's like, oh, do you think fucking Colt Cabana is gonna go and challenge, like, who gives a shit of Colt Cabana, or... I do like that Brian Pillman Jr. was in this match. I like that. That was cool. But, like, again, it should have just been like a fatal four-way or something involving like Christian Cage and Jungle Boy and whatever. I mean, I don't like Jungle Boy either, but I will give him this. That ending sequence was really cool and really well done with him swinging off the side. I thought that was really cool, and I will give him that, even though I don't like him. Next up, we have Anthony Ogogo versus Cody, and I saw a lot of people get mad about this, the fact that, like, Cody won this match. It was really stupid. It's like, Cody's a star in the company. He has to win matches in order to stay being a star, not losing to a guy with 2 matches with very little experience. What sense does that make? It doesn't. Alright. I actually really liked the entrance to this match, and I actually thought they had a really good match here. I thought it was a solid undercard match. It worked. I loved the finish. I loved that move that Cody won with, and Anthony Ogogo, he actually looked really good in the match, so I thought he got a lot of good offense, and he looked a lot better. Still has a lot of work to do, so I don't think he really deserved to win that much. A lot of these fans don't really understand that, so yeah. So next up we had Miro versus Lance Archer, in what I thought was a pretty good match here. Another solid undercard match. Doesn't overstay its welcome. 2 big dudes. beating the crap out of each other, and Miro just looks jacked. And he's playing a really good heel here, and I really like that. And the dude's like bigger than like 90% of the roster, so he definitely deserves the belt just for that. He's a really good worker too. Lance Archer, he entered to his, I believe, New Japan theme, which I believe AEW and New Japan have a working relationship now. And I thought that was really cool. I don't know why this guy does moonsaults. It's like, dude, you're 7 feet tall. Most of your roster is like 5'9" at best. They all have to do moonsaults to stay over. Ain't nobody giving a crap about them. So, like why are you doing these moonsaults? I don't know when you're fucking 7 feet tall. But who cares? Jake the Snake Roberts totally came out, stole the show with the snake. Miro chucked the snake down the aisleway. I thought it was really cool and really funny that he did that. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty good match. Next up, we had the women's title match here. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. And I actually really liked the match. I felt like this was the best match of the night, I think. Question mark. Yeah, I really liked the match. I do think they got a little carried away with the near falls towards the end, and I don't know. But I did really like it. Britt Baker played just an awesome heel, and she's bad as all hell. Like, let's be honest, she walked out there, and I was like, you can come here anytime. Yeah, she looked really good, and I got to give it to Hikaru Shida. Am I pronouncing her name right? Is it Hikaru Shida? Sorry, Shikai. I don't know why I said that. Hikaru Shida. Anyways, Shida, she played a really good babyface here. I thought she did really well for the match. I'll give her credit. She played an awesome babyface here. You really felt like she was getting the shit kicked out of her, and she really had like these insurmountable odds to overcome, and she was just in a fight. And so I really liked that, and the finish was awesome with the lockjaw. And women's belt is finally where it belongs, around Britt Baker's waist. That she should have been the first champion, but I guess they had to screw that up. Like, just ugh. Alright, so following that up, we had a tag team match with Sting, Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Now, I'm a big fan of Scorpio Sky. I think the guy's awesome. I mean, we all know Sting can work. Darby Allin's like 140 pounds, but whatever. And Ethan Page, he actually looks really cool, and he actually looks like a pretty good wrestler. So, the unfortunate thing about this match is it wasn't good. And I know you're all going to say, oh, what do you mean? Like, the crowd, they were going crazy for... As a pro wrestling match, this sucked, and it made no sense. Like, Sting was in the other corner, and Darby Allin's in the match, and then next thing Sting gets in... That's what it came off to me as. It's like it was supposed to be a tag, I assume, but Sting was in the other corner, and then he's in the match, and then next thing Darby Allin makes a tag, and then the ref somehow doesn't see that. I don't fucking know how they didn't see that. I mean, it was pretty blatant. Doesn't see that. And then the match, and then there's like a point in the match where they're just in the middle of the ring, and they're all in the ring, and the ref's yelling at them to get out, and they just completely buried the referees. It was the same thing as the Young Bucks match. The Young Bucks were just in the ring for the entire time, and it's just like, shouldn't this match have just been thrown out like 5 minutes ago, like when they're all in the ring and they're still going at it? But there was one sick spot where, who was it, Scorpio Sky? I think it was Ethan Page. He threw Darby Allin out into the crowd, and that looked really cool. That was like the spot of the match. I thought that was cool. Yeah, so next up we're going to the world title match, and let's all be honest here, should Orange Cassidy be wrestling for the world championship in a pay-per-view match? If you think that, you're fucking stupid, because, like, who believes one? Do you believe he's going to win? Do you believe they're going to do Jungle Boy versus Orange Cassidy? That'll kill the territory, boys. That'll kill the territory. So, you already have one wrestler in there who you don't believe can win, and then these other two guys who are going to have to sell for them. It's just this fucking bullshit. I cannot believe these guys put up with this nonsense, that they have, like, some guy who doesn't care about being there, doesn't care about being in the ring or in the match, and then these guys have to sell for him and like try to make him look good, and he's like 120 pounds, and the other, fuck, I can't like be like, oh, this is a must-see match. Like, well, I'm not gonna be one of those fucking losers who cares about being cool with the new fans or whatever. When it's like, no, this shit's bullshit, and it looks like bullshit. And I know what you're all thinking. You're not going to grow your fan base to get to where the point where you're going to be able to contend with the WWE if you're putting up this shit. Because the fans, casual fans, are going to look at that and go, well, that's fucking stupid and horseshit and bullshit. I'll give them that. They got a great reaction, but Pac and Omega, they did their best to hold it together. So, I mean, I don't think Omega is exactly the greatest wrestler in the world either, but I will admit that entrance was sick. And I do admit the belts look really cool on him. I feel bad for Pac. I feel bad for Pac in this. Like, just... Man, that should have been your belt. I gotta give it to you. You look like Pac is sick, but whatever. Alright. So, lastly, I guess we have the main event, and I didn't really score this in my review. I have my ratings down in the description if you want to check those out. I didn't actually rate this because it's kind of like what was the word? A cinematic match. So I didn't actually know how to rate this, or because it doesn't really come off like an actual pro wrestling match. It's just a big brawl essentially, and I found it really entertaining. I really liked the Stadium Stampede match with the Inner Circle versus Pinnacle. I thought it was great with Jericho and MJF brawling around. My favorite part of the match actually came with, I call him LAX, but that's not, Santana Ortiz brawling with the Revival in the disco. I thought that shit was awesome. I did love that. And yeah, I love that part. I love the Jake Hager and Wardlow, how they're brawling around through the freezer and you go and there's these pigs and stuff. It came off really cool. The finish of the match, it came with actually Sammy Guevara getting a huge moment towards the end, him winning the main event of Double or Nothing, and I have to admit that was awesome, and it just felt like such a star-making performance for him. And yeah, I was really happy for him, and I love the end when they're giving the fingers to the crowd or whoever the fuck. Well, I didn't mention their entrance. Their entrance was so over the top. It was just so Jericho. But it was so fucking cool at the same time. And I loved it. And how they come in on these rafters. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. They're not like the rafters, they're bungee jumping on the side. It was so sick. I'm not gonna lie. That was really cool and a lot of fun. And the show did end up on a really good note. So let's get to my favorite and least favorite part of the evening. So, let's start off with my least favorite part, which was the tag titles match with the Young Bucks just completely shitting the bed again and proving why they're just bullshit fucking indie darlings. And yeah, that was my least favorite part of the show. It was just completely insulting to watch them just go out there and do whatever the fuck they feel like and have a video game style match. Stupid. Favorite part of the evening, I really like Cody Rhodes' entrance. I love his connection with the crowd, and just overall seeing Cody and being just such a star with the crowd, and how he's celebrating in the audience after. I have to admit that was one of my favorite parts of the show. Outside of the main event and the women's match, that was just such a special thing for me. His entrance and his entrance gear, I thought was really sick. So yeah, that I really liked. All right, so overall, do I think the show was worth buying or watching? I guess it's worth money. So I guess we'll talk about that. Was it worth it? If you're a huge AEW fan and you like cartoon, car wreck wrestling, then fuck it, guess it was for you, idiots. If you're a fan of classic WWE matches with the stars and the storylines and that stuff, then I would probably say, and just old school classic pro wrestling Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels style, then nah, you're just gonna look at this and go, this is some fucking bullshit. But yeah, and it's all over the top and goofy and stuff like that, with some really good spots in between. I would say there were some really awesome spots in between, but they just don't really stay consistent throughout the night. Yeah, so it's hard for me to say. So I kind of gave it I think I gave it a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. So it was above average because I did like the main event and the women's match a lot. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the show. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you disagree with the review, let's have a discussion about it. Anyways, peace guys.